sound and stuff like that. Oh yeah, give it. All right. Let that wait music intro music. Oh, okay. All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. And we come out every week to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures. But before we do so, we want to give praise to the Most High and His Son in the holy tongue, okay? In the ancient Hebrew. You want to say Kal,
Halayim, La, Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah.
All right, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders, and shalom to you, Akim, and Agwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. As a lot of you may know, today is the Day of Atonement, all right? And it deals with what you know as fasting, right? So I want to go into some scriptures dealing with that mindset, all right? Then you got the Mississippi maniac on my mind, man. Let's keep going. Let's get Leviticus 23 real quick. 23:1. I want to rebuke you for some damn reason. 23 and let's start from 27.
27.
Yeah. Well, we go to 23.
23.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this Leviticus chapter 23, verse 23.
Yeah. Oh, can you go to verse 1, please?
Come on.
So what? And then we're going to go to 23 after that.
All right. This is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. It says, and the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying.
Right, and the Lord's true name is Yahweh, not Jesus, as they try to say in these churches. All right, that's the white meat. Go ahead.
It says, speak unto the children of Israel.
Right, the children of Israel are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This message is to you. Go ahead.
And say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts.
That's right. Read it again, because I didn't hear that demon the whole time I've been out here, but now, you know what I mean?
It says, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
All right. So, yeah, that's right. So, proclaim this to our people. All right. You know, so the Lord commanded us to be what? Separate. What do you say? Be holy as He is holy. Did somebody get that? Be ye holy as He is holy. Go ahead and get it fast enough. I'll get it, if anything.
First Peter 1:15.
You got it? All right, come. So that's why we're supposed to be separate from these people, man. Separate from them. All right? Somebody got it?
Bring it out. First Peter.
Bring it out.
All right, it's the book of First Peter, chapter 1 and verse 15.
Yep.
But as He which have called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation.
Right, so there's a big difference than the whole nation keeping these laws, statutes and commandments, and the holy days compared to the elect, the church of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, keeping the Lord's laws, statutes and commandments, and His holy days. All right, we're commanded to be holy as Yahweh is holy. What? Meaning in the spirit. All right, and that spirit is supposed to what? Govern the flesh. All right, and that's what today represents, the Day of Atonement. All right, go ahead.
Verse 16, because it is written, be ye holy, for I am holy.
That's right, man. Be ye holy. And the word holy means separated, man. All right. So if you claim to be of Yahweh through Yahweh Shai, then you're going to be holy from this place. This are separated because these people today, September 5th, they're keeping Labor's Day. You see that? A holiday dedicated to the workers here in America. You know, a day dedicated to the slaves here, to our enslavement. All right, but that's not a holy day at all. Go ahead, bro. I'm a one.
All right. It's back at the book of Leviticus.
Interjection.
All right, this is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good, that acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh.
There you go. So what? We got to be renewed, meaning refreshed, man. All right. So the Lord is refreshing everything in our mind, meaning what? We're supposed to rehearse the righteous acts and separating from this world. All right. There's a part I missed in that beginning. What was it?
Be not conformed to this world.
No, right before that.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Right. So that's what we're doing. You present your body as a living sacrifice for the altar. All right. And this is where you build the altar, where you have camping. You see that? So you present your body as a living sacrifice because the Lord not taking lamb's blood anymore. Yahweh Shah was our ultimate sacrifice. He's our ultimate atonement. All right. Go ahead. Let's start building on this topic now. Go ahead, brother.
All right, this is the book. This is the book of Leviticus 23 and 23. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shah spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial, a blowing of trumpets."
Right. We just celebrated the blowing the trumpets, the memorial of blowing the trumpets. All right. And the celebration of the memorial of blowing the trumpets is for us trusting that the Lord can deliver us again from the bondage that we're in. And by blowing the trumpet, we go out and teach. Okay? Keeping it simple. Go ahead.
It says, right? Blowing of trumpets in holy convocation. Ye shall do no several work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
All right, keep going.
It says, "And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement."
Right. Yeah, man. Shut that fucking dog up, man. That's crazy.
Read again?
Yeah, man.
It says, verse 27. It says, "Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of an atonement."
Right. So now, today we're celebrating the atonement. All right. The atonement for our sins. In the ancient times, when the Lord gave us the laws, we would keep the atonement every year for our sins that we may have committed throughout the year, asking to be reconciled back to the Lord. You see that? Or for forgiveness. That's our atonement. Now, Yahweh Shah became our ultimate atonement. I don't want to jump the gun yet to Yahweh Shah yet. I want to build on the, just like, just in case. All right, so let's keep going.
Come. It says, "It shall be in holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls."
Right, so a holy convocation unto us, man. All right, somebody get that word convocation? All right, because the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, we're the Israelites of the Bible. And the Father's name is Yahweh, and his son named Yahweh Shai. They won't tell you that in church or in these schools, these universities, man. How about this? The dollar supposed to crash in December 13th. They said it's called the Biden bucks. Think about that one. They said no rent or clothes or anything will be able to be used or bought without the Biden bucks. That's what it's called. They said December 13th. That's exciting. All right, what we said? What convocation?
Definition?
Yeah, definition.
All right, it's the definition of convocation: a large formal assembly of people, the action of calling people together for a large formal assembly.
Right, so that's what we're doing. We're calling, the Spirit has called us together for this solemn assembly. You see that? All right, in the Spirit. Even if you're not together with your camp, you're still together in the Spirit, meaning doing the work. What they say, I'm with you in the Spirit, So we're keeping this day together, man. All right, together in the Spirit, man, of faith.
Back at Leviticus 23 and 27, it says, "Also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
All right, see? It said, and on this day, we would usually offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. So now, what's that, spiritual offering? Spiritual sacrifice? All right, so now, what is our offering? You know, we're not going to go and kill a lamb from the grocery store and sacrifice that and pray for forgiveness from that. No. Yahweh Shai is our ultimate atonement. And this is how we hope to get that reconciliation.
In the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, in verse 5.
Yep, nice and strong, brother.
Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house in holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to Yahweh by Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
There you go, man. So that's what we're offering up now, our spiritual sacrifice, all right? Okay, so that's how we're joined back to the Lord through the Spirit. You see that? So we offer up spiritual sacrifice and hoping for the atonement. You see that? The reconciliation back to Yahweh. Where was that? All right, keep going over to 28.
All right. Verse 28.
Yeah, over 29, I mean.
Leviticus 23. It says, and ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement.
Right, man. So yeah, if you can and you have the opportunity not to work, don't go to work. All right. But if they force you to work, then you just keep the Day of Atonement, you know, while you're working for Esau. See, that's why Yahweh Shai died for our sins. He knew that we wouldn't be able to do that in these times, man. You may have to go to work. All right. Go ahead, brother. So he got us covered.
It says to make an atonement for you before the Lord, your power. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai.
Right, and that word atonement goes into reconciliation. All right, to reconcile. Go ahead.
It says, for whatsoever soul is be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among the people.
Right, and what does that mean to be afflicted? To afflict your soul. To afflict your soul means to put your desires under your foot. All right, to what do you call that? What's the word? Subordinate. To cause your desires and the things that you like, or your passions, or food, you know, for that to be put at in subjection. There you go. All right, under the Spirit, putting that down and lifting up the Spirit, man. All right, reading the Word. What the Lord say? What the man should not live off. Yeah.
It's Matthew chapter 4, verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh.
Right, that's right. So man shall not live off bread alone. And this is the proof of that. You know, you go through the whole day, keeping the atonement, and then what? You read the words, you feel lifted up, or you'll watch the apostles or the Akim, or listen to some, some music, some spiritual music. Like a person that's in the truth. So yeah, man. All right, so the word is gonna keep you strong, man. Okay. That was it. So he says, whatsoever soul is not afflicted on this day. And that's how you afflict your soul, by conquering your desires on this day, man. Okay? And really, you can afflict your soul every Sabbath. You don't have to be a full fast. It can be you fasting from the TV, fasting from, of course, sex with your woman on that day, right? Or you might just do a liquid fast, or a certain food fast, or something like that, where you eat all salads that day, all right? Just something where you're conquering your desires, all right? Putting your desires down for a second. So that was it? All right, let's go into Matthew 6 and 16. How about that one? Let's go there. And then Matthew, I'm going to go over here with this one, 4 and 14. Matthew 6, 16, Matthew 4 and 14.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 16. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance.
Right, like people like Gandhi. He go fast. He gotta have the whole public know it. You know what I'm saying? He got his ribs showing and everything.
For they disfigure their faces.
Right, you walk around like this all sad, like, oh, what you doing? I'm fasting. Go ahead.
That they may appear unto man to fast.
See that? Looking for sympathy from man. All right, go ahead.
Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
Whoa, see that? That's your reward. If somebody congratulates you, are you fasting? That's what's up. That's all you're gonna get. All right. So the Lord said, no. Go to the Lord secretly and reward you openly. That's right, man.
It's in that chapter.
It's in that same chapter?
Okay.
You see it?
It's talking about atonement.
No. Where you at? Matthew 6?
I'm at 17.
Okay, let's keep
It may be
reading.
at verse 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, verse 6.
No. Go to
Verse 4.
Yeah. It's at 18. It's at 18.
Verse 4.
18.
Chapter 18.
The rest of them talking about prayer. This one talking about fasting. Yeah. They keep. What was you at? What was you reading?
I'm Matthew chapter 6 and verse 17.
Yeah, go 17 and read 18.
Verse 18.
Yep.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 17. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head and wash thy face.
Right, so you're supposed to anoint your head, put some oil on your head like you normally do, and anoint your face. Your lips get too dry, put some coconut oil on it. Go ahead.
Verse 18. That thou appear not unto man to fast.
Olive oil. Go ahead.
But unto thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which is in secret shall reward thee openly.
See that? So you get rewarded openly, really by prophesying. The Lord, he'll increase you in wisdom. All right, it's a way to get closer to the Lord, a way for you to focus and center and get closer to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. All right, look at Matthew 4 and 1. Babakum Shah.
It's Matthew chapter 4 and verse 1. Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
Right, so Yahushua went through everything we going through. All right, and he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. Go ahead, brother.
And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward in hunger. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the son of Yahweh, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on the pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, if thou be the son of Yahweh, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time dash thy foot against a stone.
There you go, man. All right, so Yahushua, he went through what we went through. All right, he's able to succor us because of this. See that? He came down here and showed us how to do it. How do you beat the deceiver? How do you beat doubt? How do you beat trying not to eat or drink liquids and stick to what the Lord said? You use his word. All right, you trust in his word, man. You see that? You don't turn to your wife and say, hey, what you think? You think we should just, nah. You read the word, okay? And the word gonna be a light to your path. And it's gonna give you strength throughout the day. That's why he said, eat this roll.
Quick illustration.
Yeah, brother.
This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to Yahweh. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
Perfect example. All right, resist the deception, man. Resist the devil, and it'll flee from you, man. Stay strong, in what you're dedicating to the Lord. All right, stay strong. Let it carry you in your walk too. Like walking meditation.
And the devil won't always be obvious, man. It won't always be obvious. It's gonna be trickery. It might be your children. It might be your wife. It might be somebody that don't even know.
It might be you.
Right.
You be making the damn food that I know. You sitting there making the food. Oh shit! I did that last year. I had some damn strawberry. I was like, what the fuck? I had to go like a whole nother evening. That shit was crazy. I was hurt.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. All right, go ahead, brother.
First Peter, First Peter chapter 3,
man, that shit was crazy.
verse 17. It says, for it is better
Like a day and a half.
that the will of Yahweh be so that ye suffer for well doing than for evil doing.
Right, man. It's better. It's better. And he said, "Grow not weary in doing good." He said, "What? It's better to suffer for what?"
It says it's better if the will of Yahweh be so that ye suffer for well doing than for evil doing.
That's right, man. All right, Luke 22 and 28. That's right. So it's better to suffer for well doing, and this is a good thing that you're doing. It ain't gonna get you forgiven. That's through Yahweh Shai. That's what I was telling the brother last night. We doing this to rehearse the righteous acts, man. You know, because we should. It's a good thing to do. It can do better for you than it can hurt you.
Right.
All right.
This is Luke 23 and 28.
Yeah, 22.
22.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 22.
You see something 23. So yeah, 22.
All right. It says, and truly the Son of Man goeth as it was determined, but woe unto the man by whom he is betrayed. And they began to inquire among themselves which of them it was.
You said 28 first. You said 28 is either, you said 23 and 28. Yeah, they was.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah. All right.
Just that one.
All right. This is Luke 23 and 28. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptation.
There you go, man. See that? So if you're here today, you're keeping the Day of Atonement, you're keeping this walk, you're standing in the truth, doing your videos, you know, studying, praying to the Lord, keeping his holy days the best you can, you're continuing with Yahweh Shai in his temptations as you were 2,000 years ago, while he was being tempted, as the brother just read. All right? So now, you know, we're continuing in his temptation. What do you say? He's long suffering. The Lord is long suffering, man. All right, because the Lord is on the right hand of the Father. It's a suffering to him to see us suffer. All right. No, we good. Let's rock out.
Okay.
Ezekiel 3 and 3. Proverbs 16 and 24. All right, so yeah, whenever you fast, man, you just anoint your face, you keep everything normal. You don't walk around trying to be like Gandhi and let the whole world know. Ezekiel, yeah, Proverbs 16, 24. Look at Ezekiel 3 and 3.
All right, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with the roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness.
That's right, man. See that? So the Lord commanded that we eat this whole roll, eat the book. See that? And what does eating mean? To consume. All right? To consume. To consume the Lord's words, man. He said, man shall not live off bread alone, but every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Father. He's the one that's keeping us and sustaining us, and he's showing us that.
Boom. I'm glad you said that. Quick testimony that popped in my head, and you said it right after that.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a conversation talking to, I had a brother I was trying to teach leading up to the Day of Atonement. He ended up passing away a couple days ago, right? 36 years old, died. They still can't figure out why he died, right? So now, check this out. Talking to his woman, she's saying that the Lord is testing her to see how far she can go or how strong her faith is. That's not it. He already knows how strong our faith is. He already knows what we can withstand. He already knows how the strength that within the spirit that's within us. We go through this for us to find out, for him to show us how strong we are. So so when you go through this, it's a revealing unto us the strength that's within us through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Not the other way around. He already knows the strength of every man that's on this earth. But we don't know the strength that we have within inside us.
Right. That's what this is about, man. Showing it to us. Taking the mirror and pointing it at you. When the world tell you ain't shit, the Lord saying you somebody. All right. Proverbs 16, 24.
This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 24. It says, pleasant words are as in honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bone.
See that? So he said his pleasant words. Ezekiel said he tasted the word and it was like honey to his taste, and to his belly. It becomes bitter because you got to deal with this world. You see how people in their condition, or your family turns on you when they see that you turn into Yahweh with your whole heart. You see that? Or you lose your woman, or you lose your house or your job. All right, by wanting to serve the Lord. All right, the Lord's true name is Yahweh. His son name Yahushua. He's about to return. All right, go ahead, read that again, Babakashah. So this word can be our food, man. All right.
This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 24. Pleasant words are as in honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bone.
There you go, man. Sweet to the soul. See that? Now what did he say? Afflict your souls. How do you do that? By casting away your desires from one evening to the next. Praying that the Lord doesn't afflict you. You see that? Because if he does it, it's going to be way a lot worse. A whole lot worse. But instead he said what? Which is nourishment, you said?
It says, pleasant words are as in honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bone.
And health to the bones, man. Able to build you up. Well, what's health? It builds you up like milk. All right? Health to the bones. It'll build you up like a child is growing up and strengthened into a man. All right? Jeremiah 2 and 22. And Deuteronomy.
Long suffering.
Yeah, you got something? Go ahead and get that real quick.
This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1. Therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called.
Right, so the Lord is calling his people back, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But he only looking for a few. All of those that's willing to wake up to the truth about Yahweh and his son Yahushua, man, in the ancient Hebrew. All right, because he's about to return and destroy this place called Babylon. And there's only one way out. It's to turn back to the Father. Okay? That's right. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 2.
Oh, that was it on that? That was it?
One more.
Yeah, go ahead.
With all lowliness and meekness and long suffering, forbearing one another in love.
That's right. So we're supposed to forbear one another in love. That means your occupant is truth and your family at home. So you forbear one another in love, meaning what? In the law, statutes, and commandments towards each other. You see that? All right. So that means having the foresight, forbearing, already having it in your mind to treat each other brotherly. All right. Jeremiah 2 and 22. Yep.
This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 22.
Yep. Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
It says, for though thou wash thee with nitrate and make thee much soap, yet thine iniquity is marked before me, saith Yahweh.
Right, man. So you can do whatever you want. In the ancient times, when we went off and we broke the laws, there was no way for us to be clean. All right? You can do the atonement all you wanted to. The Lord wasn't dealing with that. You can keep the Passover as much as you want. You can give sacrifices. The Lord wasn't dealing with that. He even tried to show us by destroying our temple. Like, I'm not dealing with y'all. And casting us away. So how do we be reconciled now? How can we return to the Father now? It's through Yahushua. That's our reconciliation. All right? Go ahead, precept.
In the book of Joel, chapter 2, in verse 13, in verse 12, therefore also now said the Lord Yahweh Shah, turn ye even to me with all your hearts, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rent your heart and not your garments, and turn unto the Lord your power, for he is gracious and merciful, and slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repent him of the evil.
Right, there you go. And what would our people do when they were in mourning? They would rip their garments. So the Lord is saying, instead of doing that, rent the garment of your mind.
Break up that fallow ground.
Break up the fallow ground, man. All right. And he said what? With prayers, with fasting. And this is one of those days. All right. So that's beautiful right there, man. And that's how we return to the Lord, man. All of this is all part of the fight. Go ahead, Doc.
This is Zechariah chapter 13, verse 1. In that day there shall be a fountain open to David, to the house of David, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanliness. So basically, that's that, you know, though I watched it with Nitro, that still wasn't going to get us clean. Like the elder said, our feast days wasn't going to get us clean. None of that was going to get us clean because the Lord destroyed the altar. He wasn't dealing with that. The only way for us to get clean is through Yahweh Shai. And within that, I can bring out another.
Yep, Daniel 9:24. Go ahead. I want to back you up on what you just said.
All right.
The fountain.
All right. I get another. Or
Don't take from that point.
No, it's not.
No, go ahead. I'm with you.
All right. This is John chapter 15, verse 1. I am the true vine. My Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purges it, and it may bring forth more fruit. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. So through the word of Yahweh Shai, that's how we get our cleansing, and that's what we use to sustain us through these through the affliction of our soul. Because the what's being afflicted is the flesh, but what's being uplifted is the spirit. And how do we feed the spirit? We feed the spirit through the words of Yahweh Shai, which makes us clean.
Right, man. All right.
Right, Daniel
Yeah.
9 and 21.
9:24.
This is the book of Daniel,
I ain't about to do all the damn calculations out here.
chapter 9 and verse 24. It says, 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression.
Oh, see that? To finish the transgression. See that? We transgressed against the Lord. What does transgression mean? It means transgression means to continually sin. All right? So we transgressed against our Father, and he said what? 490 years. And then some, all the way up until the temple was destroyed and rebuilt. All right, around 516 BC. And then all the way up until the rededication with Hanukkah, when it was desecrated, with what's his name? Antiochus Epiphanes, 168. And then 164, the rededication of the temple, which was Hanukkah. And then all the way up to, what's his name? Hyrcanus, the Hasmonean dynasty, and the liberation of Israel. And that was going to open up for the Romans to come in there. People like, what's his name? Pompey, in 64 or 65 BC. With the Romans, they came and desecrated the temple again. And then right behind them, you had Herod, around 30 or 35 AD, BC. That opened the door for Yahushua, which is going to open the door for the fountain of cleansing, all right, the reconciliation. So that's what this is talking about, all right, once you understand that whole chapter. Go ahead, brother.
So, going into 70 AD, there was no way for us to go back. There wasn't going to be no more temple made after that. So this is the spiritual temple that's being made through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, and that's how we get cleansed.
That's right, man. Yeah, come.
Back at Daniel chapter 9 and verse 24, 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins.
See that? To finish the transgression and to make an end of sin. So that's why we went through all those captivities, man. From Babylon to the Persians and the Medes to the Greeks, all the way up to the Romans. That's what the Lord's saying right there. All the way up until then, that's when the fountain was going to be set up for us to be cleansed through Yahushua. No more reconciling through your own fasting. No more reconciling through your own sacrifices, but through Yahushua. All right? Through that atonement. Any more on that? That was it? Oh, you got more? Go ahead.
And to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy.
Ooh, can you read that again? I'm going to slow down. I'm going to stop you on those points.
And to make reconciliation for iniquity.
Right, so through this, the Lord is going to make reconciliation, which means to atone, right? Atonement means reconcile, to be brought back, or an act of trying to fix what you broke or what you messed up, all right? Or trespassing against the Lord. Go ahead.
And to bring in everlasting righteousness.
Right, and to bring in everlasting righteousness through Yahushua, man. You see that? Go ahead.
And to seal up the vision and prophecy.
Right, to seal up the prophecies. All right? to seal up the prophecies, prophesying all up until Yahushua. You know, it's going to be clear that was talking about him. Go ahead.
And to anoint the most holy.
And to anoint the most holy, which would be the elect. See, when Yahushua was on the scene, he anointed the most holy of our people, separated of our people at that time, which was called the church. He anointed them to be back here to receive their reward. All right? That was it on that time. Go ahead, bro.
It's the book of St. John, chapter 1 and verse 29. The next day, John seeth Yahushua coming unto him, and saith, Behold, the Lamb of Yahweh, which taketh away the sin of the world.
There you go. There you go. See that? That's the lamb. Well, we don't need no lamb from the damn grocery store or some Fairfield Farm. We need Yahushua. Right? And John knew that. He said, according to the prophecy, this is the one. This is the lamb that take away our sins, man. Our atonement. You see that? And that's why we do this. Judges 5 and 11. I need this real quick. Judges 5 and 11. That's why we're doing this, man. Real fast. Ooh, drawing water. Come on, man. Judges 5 and 11.
This is Judges chapter 5, verse 11. It says, They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
Right. And where you draw water, that was something that a servant's position, a woman would do, or us when we were in captivity. You know, we basically became servants. All right, slaves. But now, during the time of Deborah, was when this was written, and she was speaking about the women. She would teach the women. She would teach the women the truth, you know, from what she learned from her forefathers. And she would pass it on to them, and they would sing it by the wells where they drew water. And the men, she told the men, like, hey, y'all, like, we're young. Y'all young, and you don't know what your forefathers knew. You know what I mean? Nobody's standing up like they used to. So, hey, y'all go stand by the water where they drawing water and learn from it. Learn. Keep your ear like this. Because they couldn't let whoever, I think the Canaanites, they couldn't let them see these men learning from these, you know, learning the truth again, because they would try to kill them. So she told them to go down there by the place of drawing water and just listen. And you'll hear everything you need to hear. You'll hear about Yahweh. You'll hear about Yahushua, how he delivered us from Egypt, how they lie on his name and call him Baal or call him Jesus. Jesus goes back to Zeus or Baal. So we're supposed to call him the Lord's name in the Hebrew. And his name is Yahushua, a 10-foot tall black man from the tribe of Judah that they killed in 37 AD. You see that? With white and woolly beard, according to the scriptures. And that's who's about to return in the midst of World War III when America's about to be destroyed. All right? There's going to be a famine right here in Babylon, you know? So if you know the scriptures, if you believe in the Lord, you should know about this. You should know that there's a famine coming to this place. Look for the dollar to collapse around December. They're putting it out there. It's called Biden bucks. They're going digital. All right, let's keep going.
Even Judges 5 and 11. Even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
Right, see, we rehearsing the righteous acts. All right, one of those acts is the Day of Atonement. And these people are not keeping that out here today. Instead, they're keeping Labor's Day. A day celebrated for American employees for a corporation called America or United States, which is ran by the banking elites. So what holy day, holiday are they really celebrating today? All right, let's get that. Ecclesiastes 5 and 4. Because the Lord said 2/3 of our people are going to perish and die right here in America, man, and around the four corners of the earth. They're not going to be delivered. Just like during the times of Noah, during the flood, the Lord only saved 8 souls. Just like during the times of Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah, sodomy, the Lord only saved Lot and his family. What do you think? The Most High said he changed not, and he should be feared. These people not fearing God. They hold his Bible, but they don't fear him. They think they know him, but they don't fear him. You see that? Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 5:1.
Yeah, come.
I got it. It's Ecclesiastes 5 and 4. When thou vowest a vow unto Yahweh, defer not to pay it.
Right, so if you claim to love the Lord, you say you're going to do something, change your ways. Do it. All right, he said what? Wet his sword, he'll wet his sword. That's in what? Proverbs? He said if he wet his sword,
Oh, that's in
Kiss the Lord. Is he angry?
Deuteronomy or
No, it's in Proverbs.
okay.
Kiss the son, lest he be angry.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah, right before that, say he'll wet his sword. He's angry with the wicked every day, man. All right. Matthew 11 and Revelation 2 and 9. Let's get that. Let me know when you get the other one, Baba Kasha.
You want Revelation 2 and 9 now?
Yeah, real quick.
This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 9.
Right, this is what the Lord thinks about their Labor's Day and their Halloween, you know, Day of the Dead, Christmas, when the Lord was born in springtime, not in the winter. Easter, which is Ishtar Day, going back to Babylon and Assyria, celebrating the stars and the moon. The Lord said we're not supposed to deal with that. All right, go ahead.
This is Revelation 2 and 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
So the Lord knows your works. He knows all your poverty that you're dealing with here in America. Why can't we just get rich and keep it? Look at Floyd Mayweather. He one of the richest men on the planet, but he got to still fight to keep that money, to pay his mortgage, which goes to the government. You see that? To pay for those cars. Go ahead. To pay taxes.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
The Lord said you're really rich because you're an Israelite. And the Lord blessed you with wisdom and the kingdom. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogues of Satan.
Right, they're not making no accounts of anybody's labor, man. They don't care about your labor, your work here. They don't care about that. That's why everybody Labor's Day. You know?
You got a bunch of jakes around the city barbecuing right now.
Barbecuing. Yeah, what's that? Eating swine's flesh? Somebody know what that's at? Eating swine's flesh?
Oh,
Yeah. In the gardens. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
All right, kind of. In the gardens eating swine's flesh. All right. Who got a precept? Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 7 and verse 10.
Yep.
My defense is of Yahweh, which saveth the upright in heart. Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready.
See that? The Lord. See that? Everybody sitting on the hot plate talking shit. And the Lord about to cut the stove on, man. All right. He's like, it ain't hot enough for you. Let me turn up the heat all the way. Let me just get these good ones out of there first.
He gonna put an anvil on top of you so you can't move.
That's right, man. And what he say? He said he had bent his bow and made it ready. Whoo! That means he got everything prepared for the destruction. He ain't worrying about it. He's just seeing who's not gonna listen and who's gonna listen. All right, they're gonna run right into it, just like gnats flying to your damn that shit.
Yeah, that light, that zap light.
That zap light that they have and shit. All you gotta do is sit it there. That's what the Lord got the missiles waiting. He said if he turned not, he will wet his sword. Meaning if he doesn't repent and turn away from what he's about to do to you, he gonna wet his sword and destroy you, man. All right, wet his sword with what? Blood. That's what he's talking about. Like just like you see a sword glistening in the air, but then it comes, you look at it again, it got blood all over it. See that? That's what he's saying. He's gonna wet his sword. Go ahead, Doc.
This is to back up the statement the elder made. Judges 2 and 14. And the anger of the Lord Yahweh Shah was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers and spoiled them. And he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies.
Yeah. That's it right there, man. It became hot, like a kettle.
Hot seat.
The hot seat. That's right, man. And what he say? I got you, brother. He say, you know, that's just it, man. Go ahead, brother. Not bad.
This is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 17. They sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens
There you go.
behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination of the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
Right.
They sanctify themselves behind a tree. That's the mindset of our people today. They're hiding behind this book, but they run around here in Labor Day cooking swine flesh, eating it, not acknowledging the Day of Atonement,
Right.
not really acknowledging the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai, not acknowledging the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, which is going to give them deliverance.
Yeah, and you know damn well you go to these barbecues, they're gonna be out there praying. They're gonna be standing in a circle praying over there.
Ooh, and you, I wish you would grab a plate before the pastor bless the food. I'm serious, bro. They will curse
That's what
you
he
out.
means. No, but what I want to say is That's what they mean by they anointing themselves.
Right.
They sanctifying themselves. They hiding in these gardens out there praying, acting all holy. But they're not. They're actually doing wickedness, man. You see that? Especially these church folks.
Right.
All right, and they separate themselves just like we separating ourselves unto the Lord. They separate themselves for this day called a holiday. All right. Somebody have anything before I go on? Go ahead, brother.
This is Amos chapter 5, verse 6.
Right.
It says, "Seek the Lord Yahweh, and ye shall live, lest he break out like fire in the house of Joseph and devour it, and there be none to quench it in Bethel."
Because ain't nobody gonna calm the Lord down when he crank up. Ain't nobody gonna come. Hey, in this morning that I despise your feast days and all that.
That's verse 21. I get it.
All right, go ahead.
This is verse 21 of Amos chapter 5. It says, I despise your feast days.
Because our people really think, just like I read earlier, they praying out here at these barbecues and everything, and our people really think that they making an offering to the Lord, man, by what they're doing. Go ahead.
It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assembly.
Because Lord, how about you, man? I don't want to smell that stuff. You don't want to smell none of that.
You don't want to smell no pork.
Not at all.
You don't want to smell no pork on your fork.
Come on.
All right.
Because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Holy Bible, man, the Most High's chosen people.
Yeah.
But we're not acting like the chosen people at this point in time. Because guess what? Our spirituality was beaten out of us by Esau, really by the Most High. But it's given back unto the elect, and the elect are going to be an example. It's just how Yahweh Shai was the example when he walked here on the earth.
Right, man.
So now when you see just like how you see before in the past time, when you see the prophets out there on the highways and byways, in the marketplaces, the chief places of concourse, you knew destruction was coming, or you knew something was coming. But the Most High blinded the minds of our people so bad that these people ain't even flinching by seeing us out here on the highways and byways.
Matthew 11 and 28. Jared?
I don't know.
Oh, that looks like a cherry. Oh, that's a good plane.
Oh, I see it.
That looks like a cherry, though. Oh, shit. Come over here and catch that just in case. I don't know. What does that look like?
Okay.
Let's catch it just in case. I'm blind, so
It looks like a plane,
I'm
yeah.
blind, so I'm gonna say it's a plane. Even if I can't see it, that's a plane. Hey, what we're looking for is what they call UFOs. They're actually chariots. By the Lord. All right, thank you. I'm acting like Biden and shit. That's like they gotta guide him around. All right, false alarm people. That was a plane.
We're willing to admit when there's a false alarm.
That was your basic, airline.
Yeah.
U.S. airline.
That was Spirit Airline.
Yeah. All right, so Matthew 11:28. He's trying to be down.
Yeah, man.
You gonna see that? He was sitting there looking right with us, looking up in the sky. Expect them to be doing that in the day of destruction too.
But the facial expression is going to be a little bit different.
28. Yes, I stay away from Esau in that day. He might try to grab you. They see you going up, he might try to grab your ankle.
Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor.
Oh, come unto the Lord, all ye that labor. That's laboring in this world, man. He's stressed out from it. You know, not getting nothing. Putting money into a bag with holes in it. Right? Go ahead.
And are heavy laden.
Right, heavy laden.
Laden, Slucky.
Right.
And I will give you rest.
Right, a heavy laden, man, even with their sins. And the Lord saying he can give you rest from all that by being in this truth, man.
So this is your Labor Day right here.
This your labor.
This is your Labor Day right here.
This your labor until the day.
Right.
Which
Right.
is the kingdom.
So damn Esau.
Yeah, forget they little rinky-dink holidays, man. You go every country you go to, they got different holidays. And
Right.
shit. You know? Oh, yeah, go ahead real quick. And then we're gonna finish that one.
This is Haggai chapter 1, verse 6. It says, "You have sown much and bring in little."
Right, we've sown much. What's that? Sown much of your energy, your time, our forefathers here in America, blood, sweat, and tears, right? Go ahead.
Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
Right, you eat, you got a nice house or whatever, or even if you got an okay house or money in your bank account, it's still getting taken out. It's called fractional reserve currency. Every time you use the ATM, every time you buy something at the register, they take money out. All right, and you got to pay bills, you got to pay rent.
It don't stop.
It just don't stop, man. As long as Esau has this economy in place, this system in place. All right, their whole ideal is to keep us in subjection or to get rid of us. Go ahead, brother.
It says ye drink, but ye are not filled.
Right, it's called sweat equity, man. You see that? You drink all, and also you drink all these philosophies. They drink all these philosophies of the world. Labor's Day, all these different cups that they could drink from. You know, different options, different idols, different philosophies. You know, and worldly wisdom. But the Lord said, yeah, you still not full. You still don't have enough. Still thirsty. The Lord said, those that drink of this cup, that drink of this word, of His water, shall never thirst no more. Yeah, Baba Kashak. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
It says ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink.
See that? I got you. Yeah, come, let's get it.
All right, this is John chapter 4, verse 13. It says, Yahweh answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But so
right. Right. See that? So whoever drink, you got holes in you know. Whoever drink of this is gonna be thirsty, man. Whoever drink of this world's wisdom. All right. You go to these colleges, you go to the universities, these churches, you go to your mosque, anywhere you go, the government, the media, right? They still gonna be thirsty. No answers, meaning what? There's a cry for wine in the street. See that? They still thirsty. Go ahead, brother.
It says, verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. Shall never thirst.
That's right. Shall never thirst. It's gonna. He said, what? The fountain is gonna be open to us. You know, and, for cleansing. You know, it shall never thirst, man. Once you drink it. And he said, not only that, Psalms 23. Somebody get that? That oil can also be looked at as the water too, the anointing.
But
yep, real quick. Psalm 23. Just the cup. We say my cup runneth.
Verse 1.
The cup.
My cup runneth over.
Yep. The verse right before that.
Fine, got you.
Yep.
All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 23 and verse 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies.
Man. See that? So that's why we get the lamb. That's why we get the meat, as the scriptures say. His table is prepared. He has slain his oxen and his bullocks. See, we got a whole table feast. This is the bread. This is. I know you're hungry, but I'm saying this is good. These are good. Like, see that? All right, we eating right now. You know, this is the water. This is the oil. You know, this is the wine.
Come on, man. Think about the conversation he had with the disciples at the Passover right before he left. What they call the Last Supper. And it wasn't the Last Supper.
Come on with it.
It wasn't the Last Supper. We eating right now. Come on, you got the Yahweh the lamb. All right, you got the bread, the wine with the word, man. With the Holy Spirit. So we have all the things that we need to sit down at the table for the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai to sit down and sup with us, man. But we're not eating at this table alone. He's sitting right down there. Matter of fact, we're not eating, he's feeding us. Come on, he hand feeding his children, man.
Right, through the men of the Lord.
Through the men of the Lord, bro.
Yep. Feeding the sheep and the asses the proper provender. You know? Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, in verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thy eyes shall see thy teachers, and thy ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left.
Right.
Ye shall defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver, and the ornament of thy molten images of gold. Thou shalt cast them away as a monstrous cloth, thou shalt say unto it, get thee hence.
That's right.
Then shall he give the rain of thy seed, that thou shalt sow the ground withal, and bread of the increase of the earth, and it shall be fat and plenteous. In the day shall thy cattle feed in large pastures.
Right.
The oxen likewise, and the young asses that ear the ground shall eat clean provender, which have been winnowed with the shovel and with the fan.
Yo, I'm about to jump out my skin with
For real, man. That's everything that's furnished for the table, man.
Sheesh.
And that word that you hear behind you is the report according to Isaiah chapter 53 verse 1. Who will believe our report, and who is the arm of the Lord revealed to? All right, the ones that are able to sit down at that table and eat are the ones that the arm of the Lord is revealed to. And that arm of the Lord is Yahweh Shai, man.
Right. Somebody get Song of Solomon 1 and 7.
It's the Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 7.
Wow, that was great, man. There's so much on that precept.
It says, tell me, O thou whom my soul loveth, wherefore thou feedest, it's like it, where thou feedest, where thou makest thy flock to rest at noon.
Right, so the Lord is making his flock to rest. You see that? All right, and that's what you should be asking the Lord. Where can I find the truth? Okay, like the brother said, we'll have rain to sow our crops and have crops to feed our cattle. You know, and cattle is us.
Good. And watching the Nature Channel, what do you see all day? The animals migrating from wilderness to wilderness trying to find food. And guess what? We done found the watering hole. And we're going back to bring everybody else that's worthy to eat back to where there's a land with plenty of food and plenty of water for. That's why he said in the presence of our enemy, he's going to build a table for us in the presence of our enemy, for us to sit down and eat.
And what did the Lord say? He said, Yahushua came in riding upon, he said, bring them to me. Right? That represents the Lord bringing us to him. And he said, bring them to him, a donkey and an ass and the ass's colt. All right? A donkey is a male one, and a colt is supposed to represent the female. All right? So that would represent the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. You see that? So when Yahushua comes riding in, it's right here. This is it. This is the entrance. This is his introduction. All right? And he's upon Allah. You see that? So with that, these donkeys, these jackasses, got to be fed the proper provender, man. They can't filter it themselves. You see that? Just like a donkey compared to a cow or a sheep, they have a natural filtration system. 2 stomachs to filter and get the toxins out. They eat one in one stomach, they regurgitate it, it goes into the next stomach, and it cleanses it. You see that? See, the Lord blessed us with 2 minds, the natural brain we have and the mind of Yahushua, to filter out what we're taught. You see that? So 2/3 they can't do that. We have to filter it for them, which is winnowing the provender and giving it to them properly. You have to feed them, and you got to filter it for them on the ground level. All right. So where was we at? Somebody read something?
Did you want Matthew?
Oh, let's finish this.
Matthew.
Right after this.
This is back at Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 7. It says, tell me, O thou whom my soul loveth, where thou feedest, where thou makest thy flock to rest at noon, for why should I be as one that turneth aside?
Right, so why should you be as one that's turning aside? All right, still walking that wicked path in America, you know what I mean? Calling yourselves black, African, everything but an Israelite. Calling on every God except for Yahweh and Yahushua, his son. You see that? It's high time to awake out of sleep. Go ahead, interjection real quick. All right, go ahead.
This Micah 2 and 10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Come, man. So the Lord's saying arise. So should we get a damn passport and go over there to the Middle East or to Jerusalem? No. They try to force us to wear yarmulkes and shit. No, man. The Lord said, arise from this place, Babylon, and depart. How do you do that mentally? You got to know who the hell you are. All right? And the Indians over there, they're called Elamites. That was your biblical name. You see that? Elam. Sound like them, right? Elam. Right, brother.
It says, arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest,
Right, man.
because
That's right.
it is polluted.
And depart means to separate. So we're not supposed to be keeping Labor's Day with these people. I would rather work, but just because it's a day of atonement, you know, I'm blessed to have this day off. All right. I told them, call me on every holiday. I'll be there early. How long you were out all day?
First one there, last one to leave.
Yep, that's right. Oh, yeah, I'll work. Damn that.
But we're closed, so
So let me get that double time.
Let me get that double time. Y'all take all of it. You can even decrease my pay. I don't care. That was it.
you know what? This one on me.
It's on me.
It says, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
Right, so this place is polluted, man. This is not a good place. All right, the Lord said this place was going. Esau was going to dwell in the dust. So what do you think they're feeding people and teaching them? Dust. If they brought down to Esau's level, then they're going to dwell in the confusion as well. All right, and they're going to eat the dust too, like the Lord said the serpent was going to do. But us, we eating the Lord's word. All right, go ahead. That was it. Go ahead. I'll get back to this.
This is back in Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 7. Tell me, O thou whom my soul loveth,
Right, we got comforting. So they're comforting each other.
where thou feedest, where thou makest thy flock to rest at noon. For why should I be as one that turneth aside by the flocks of thy companions?
Right, so see, this is what you're supposed to be asking the Lord, saying, where are you feeding the flocks? So I can go there. I don't want to be as one that turning aside to go astray. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
So right, because this is where they're being fed the proper provender at. You see that? Already filtrated. Go ahead.
It says, if thou know not, O thou fairest among women.
Right, so this is the Lord speaking back to the woman now, to the church. Go ahead.
Go thy way forth by the footsteps of the flock.
Right, go that way forth by the footsteps of the flocks. What's that? Out in the streets, where you see the men of the Lord teaching it. All right, what you say? You should hear a word behind him. He was recording this. Yeah, record him. You got him?
Yep.
All right, make sure you got him. All right. Somebody know what that's at?
I had just grabbed it. I think it was in Isaiah 30.
Yeah, what I said? You just grabbed it.
Yeah, he just
It's
did.
Isaiah 30 and 21. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left.
Right, so that's why the Lord told us to go out and what? He said, if you want to find his word, in Proverbs, he tell you that wisdom cries out in the streets. You got to go out there and find it. And the Lord will guide you to it, to the men of the Lord, to a camp. Look on the internet, the highways, the internet highways, and search for it. It's word for Google. Right? Let's get back to this.
This is back in Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 8. If thou know not, O thou fairest among women, go thy way forth by the footsteps.
Right, Israel is the most beautiful, especially the elect, amongst these other nations. All right, go ahead.
Go thy way forth by the footsteps of the flock. Feed thy kids beside the shepherd's tent.
Right, feed thy kids. What's a kid? That's your little baby goats. All right. And what do you say? Let me catch that again. I missed that one point.
It says, go thy way forth by the footsteps of the flock.
Yeah, by the footsteps of the flocks, man. Meaning follow the footsteps that were already laid out. Follow the men of the Lord, man. Follow what they're doing. Okay, go ahead.
It says, and feed thy kids beside the shepherd's tent.
Right, and feed thy kids beside the shepherd's tent. Who's the shepherd? Yahushua. Who's the tent? The tents of David. You see that? The house of David. Somebody get that? Hosea, I think. 5:1.
Hosea 5:1.
Is that it? Oxen of his own ass is messing Chris.
Oh, that's
Isaiah 5:1.
Isaiah 1 and 5.
1 and 5. Thank you. All right, we out here wake up the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man, before America get destroyed. It's only one way out. You gotta turn back to the Lord, Yahweh. Right, brother.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Yeah, what's that?
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider.
Right, man. So that even an ass knows his master's crib, you know, but Israel don't know that they're Israelites. You know, he said, and an ox knoweth his owner. So, but our people don't know their owner. They don't know Yahushua. So they don't even know the way to walk to get to the tents. You know, they don't even know the Father's house, what it is. The Lord said He was going to raise up what? Amos 9, the tabernacle. That's right. That's the tents.
Ooh, wait a minute. You got one.
Go ahead, bro.
In the book of Jeremiah 6 and verse 16.
Yeah, Damon coming back around. Let's see it. You know, you put the camera on.
Come on.
Thus said the Lord, stand ye in the ways
I'm gonna leave him alone.
and see, and ask for the old path.
That's one. There you go.
Where is the good way, and walk therein.
Woo, see that? That goes hand in hand with Song of Solomon that we were just reading. All right, we're supposed to ask the Lord, man, and see and ask for the old paths, man. The old paths, the footsteps that were already laid out for us. Follow the footsteps of the flock. All right, where we at? Somebody got precept?
Amos
9? Yeah. And 8?
and 8.
Yep, go ahead, bro.
Behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, upon the sinful kingdom,
Right, so the Lord is watching this place, man. He's watching.
and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth,
Ooh.
And everybody that's along with it.
saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
There you go. Go ahead. He's gonna raise the tabernacle of David, I think.
Verse 11, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
There you go, man. All right, so that's the tents. All right, that's the tabernacle. The word, just like we celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles, it's really called the Feast of Tents. All right, during the Feast of Tabernacles, we'll go out and make tents. But now the Lord said, go by the tents of the Lord. What's that? The house of David that's being built. All right, the house of truth. That was it on that. Oh, you got something else? Yeah, what's that?
Well, just choke
Yes,
so
I know.
take away from me so we can have a little
Matthew 11:28.
It's Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor.
Oh, come unto me, all ye that labor. So you celebrating Labor's Day? Well, the Lord got something for you. He's like, yo, forget this place. I got something better for you. The kingdom where you gonna rule, where you'll be the princess. You see that? Not the devil over there in England. Yeah, that might be a sir.
Matthew 11 and 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Right, and I will give you rest, man. You see that? You turn to the Lord. He's saying He got it open for you, man. What's up? Open arms are waiting for you. All right, go ahead.
Take my yoke upon you and learn of me.
And learn of Him, man. Take this yoke upon you and learn of Him, even while you're going to work every day. You see that? Go ahead. So what? Esau give you this day off, but He's gonna have you right back at work tomorrow. That's not a light yoke, man. If you miss a day, you're in poverty.
And also, when a lot of people come back from work from their from Saturday and Sunday off, it doesn't really feel like they was off. It never feels like they were off because they truly didn't have rest. Because when they're not at work, they're in this world. Well, really they're in the world, but they're never really at rest.
That's right, man. Because if they wanted you at rest, they'd give everybody farms.
Right.
They let you barter. Right, you know.
And then when you come to work Monday morning, all the shit you missed over the weekend done piled up, and you got to do double work on Monday.
That's the ants, man. That's the ants. That's the ants building the sand on this earth. How much dirt is on this earth? How many wind is going to blow that sand pile down? They're going to rebuild it again, and it's in vain. It's not important. Go ahead.
This quick interjection. This Habakkuk chapter 2 and 13. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity.
Right. So that goes into Esau. All right, and 2/3. So if somebody, let's talk about a campfire. The people that make a campfire, I'm gonna use it for analogy. somebody makes a campfire, the Lord created that process, that they have to labor in the fire to be able to cook, to yield, you know, build stuff, right? Or the, what's called that? Yield metal? Blacksmith, forging metals, building houses. It's the Most High created that process. So who you think created this economy? Who you think created the slavery over here for us, man? The Most High. All right, it's of the Most High. It's His will that man has to labor to eat. All right.
We keep going, Matthew.
Oh, right. Because in the beginning, in the paradise.
Hey, bless you too, brother. No doubt. Yeah, bless you, man. Keep the good work up. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. All the way to 30. All right, it's of the Most High. He created that Esau got to toil and boil to come about with a missile that was going to destroy themselves. In a system that doesn't matter, is in vain.
Matthew 11:29. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart.
Right, man. The Lord is meek like you, man. You know, lowly in heart. But a lot of our people are prideful. You see that? But the Lord said he's meek and lowly of heart, man. Think about that. I can't even fathom that. To be exact, he's lifted up so high on the right hand of the Father, but he's meek and lowly in heart. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
And ye shall find rest unto your souls.
And you shall find rest for your soul, man. You see that? All right, and that's what we need. Rest for our souls. We need to afflict our souls, you know, and separate from this place, man. So that's what today is about. Reconciliation, reconciling back to the Father. Go ahead, brother.
This Isaiah 28:12. To whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest. And this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear.
So 2/3 of our people ain't even trying to rest. They what is I got 3 jobs, 2 whatever Kevin Gates.
Yeah.
You got 4 phones, 3
6
jobs.
I don't get tired.
Yeah, I don't get tired. Yeah, you tired, but they don't even realize they're tired, man.
Yeah.
They don't even realize because they thinking carnally, man. Their spirit is just wore the fuck out.
Yep, and they working for a system that's purposely made to twist them. And they chasing after a dollar that's running from them. And they running in a rat race, which makes them a rodent. Waiting for a trap. You know, and they running a marathon or a system that they're doing away with. So everything that was built up to this point, all these jakes out here that killed and murdered each other and sold drugs to each other, and the women that have torn down their man and their household just for that money. Now look, Esau like, yo, that had nothing to do with me. Let me go ahead and just change this system to digital. So all the stacks of money, the phones they got to the ear, like, you know, yeah, they're gonna use that to keep them warm. You know what I'm saying? You got to use that to put that in the fire to keep you warm. All right, let's go ahead. 2 Corinthians 5:18. We're gonna wrap this up after a while. 2 Corinthians 5:18 and Hebrews 2:16.
Which one you want first?
2 Corinthians 5:18.
The 2 Corinthians.
Oh, I got it. Okay, go ahead.
2 Corinthians 5:18. And all things are God. And all things are of God, who have reconciled us to Him.
He has reconciled us. See that He already did it. Our atonement. You know, Yahweh is our ultimate atonement, man. Our ultimate reconciliation. Okay, go ahead.
By Yahweh Mashiach, and have given to us the ministry of reconciliation.
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 That's right, man. Like recon, you know?
Yeah, right.
So to be reconciled.
Yep.
So yeah, man. So He gave us the ministry. He gave us power to reconcile our people to Himself. Think about that. Now you've become part of the atonement. If you're in this truth. All right. You got something?
Yeah. This is Isaiah chapter 53, verse 4. Surely He has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem Him stricken and smitten of Yahweh and afflicted. But He was wounded for our transgressions, He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon Him, and with His stripes we are healed.
And that's Yahweh Shai. That's what He went through in order for us to be reconciled up unto Yahweh through His sacrifice, man. And it further down it said, and it pleased Yahweh
Oh, let me get to that part.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, and it says, all right, verse 10. Yet it pleased Yahweh to bruise him. He has put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed. He shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. So that's the prolonging the days is the uplifting of the children of Israel, man. So he shall see the seed of his spirit. So when he was crucified, what his spirit was spread out through all the earth, man. And you seen that he got to watch on the right hand side of the Father. He's watching his elect grow in the midst of this desert, man.
Right, brother. All right, did we get Deuteronomy 4 and 5 earlier?
No.
All right, let's get that real quick.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5.
Right, because keeping the customs of the Lord is a good thing. It ain't going to deliver you, but it'll get you in good faith with the Lord. You know? Go ahead.
And you should want to just rehearse it, right? Just to practice it, just to try to learn our customs again.
An appeasement.
An appeasement. Yeah, it's appeasing to the Lord.
That's right. That's what reconcile means, to an appeasement to someone that you broke their rules. All right, and that's what this atonement is. The only way we can appease the Lord is through Yahweh Shai and doing his work. All right, so that's what you do on the atonement. That's what you do on the day of the trumpet. That's Passover, you know.
And like I said, it pleased the Most High to bruise him. But how do we please the Most High? It said it pleased him through the fullness of preaching to save those that believe, man.
Right, there you go.
So coming out here doing his work, that's what's pleasing to the Lord. That's how we appease him.
That's right, man. All right, and us keeping this fast is just to rehearse the righteous acts. And which is a blessing to us, because we're going to keep this in the kingdom. It's going to be great, man. Imagine that in the kingdom, we got mansions and all kinds of stuff, and then he said the Feast of Tabernacles. We got to go out and stay in some beautiful tents, but we ain't worried about no animals or people. Man. You know what I mean? Might have a mansion, meaning a planet one day, and you have to stay out in space.
And like Esau do that shit now. They go out in tents and have fun in the wilderness and all this kind of stuff, but they do it in vain and they do it in wickedness, man.
That's right. Yep.
You gotta call out. You gotta call Esau.
You gotta call out. Yeah.
Make arrangements.
Yeah. Yep. And you better stay on the right land, because you might get a ticket.
Yeah.
They might try to come lock you up.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, they will.
So yeah, man. Any more priests? We got one. Go ahead, brother.
This Romans chapter 5 and verse 8. But Yahweh commanded his love towards us, in that while we were yet sinners, Yahweh Shai died for us. Much more then, being now justified by his blood, we shall be saved from wrath through him.
That's right.
For if when we were enemies, we were reconciled to Yahweh by the death of his son, much more being reconciled, we shall be saved by his life. And not only so, but we also joy in Yahweh through our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach, by whom we have now received the atonement.
Come on with it. So are we not already reconciled to the Father? It already happened. That's what Yahweh Shah is saying. The kingdom of heaven is already prepared. You got to wake up and grab the opportunity. That's why the Lord said, what? He already gave us the key. You just got to wake up and stand up and unlock the damn door at the jail and walk out. You know? But instead,
the prison is in the mind.
It's a mind. That's right, brother. You see that? So how much more through his life, meaning when he returns, is he going to give you salvation? We already been reconciled to the Father through his death. So what is it going to be through his life when he shows up? That's the kingdom. That's being glorified for eternity. All right? Go ahead, Doc. That's great, man.
All right, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Right. That's right, man. See? Go ahead.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Right, man. See, it's wise, and it shows that you have understanding to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, and the Lord's holy days the best you can. Go ahead.
Verse 7, for what nation is there so great who have Yahweh so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
That's right. That's why the Lord said we were the fairest among women. All right, as a nation. Right? That was it. One more. Verse 8.
And verse 8, and what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day?
Right. That's why the Lord said, don't get weary in well doing, man. You know, you keep these holy days the best you can. You know, you complete whatever fast you need to complete. And you keep the laws to the best of your ability. If you trespass and you don't know it or whatever, you ask for forgiveness and you get your ass back up and keep going. You know, and that's just it, man. So, where we at?
Still on Hebrews?
Yeah, come on. 2 and 16. Might end it with this one unless I got precepts.
This is Hebrews chapter 2, verse 16. For verily, he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham.
Right, so he was Yahushua, when he was born 2,000 years ago, he took on him the seed of Abraham. Meaning he was born in the same flesh we got. All right, he walked on this earth just like we're walking on this earth. And his name was Yahushua, a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. All right, he made himself a little lower than the angels, so he come down here and be destroyed, put to death for us. You know what I mean? 'Cause you can say destroy the flesh. You know, they try to destroy him. But go ahead, brother.
Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to Yahweh, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people.
There you go. All of that was our reconciliation, man, to the Lord. To make reconciliation for the sins of his people, which are Israelites, which is another cut on vocab. All right, so yeah, man. So we know that our true reconciliation comes through Yahweh and his son Yahushua. And then we're rehearsing the righteous acts. And if you do ever fast, don't go out there like the heathens do. You know, trying to be seen of all the nations and getting sympathy, right? Or praise for doing the right thing. No, you want to get your glory and your reward from the Lord, man. All right, and I feel like the Lord has increased us in wisdom today. And you know, we should go home and pray and thank the Lord for realizing that he already reconciled us to him. The reconciliation is already there. We're already tied to the Lord now. Our umbilical cord is back attached. You see that? Here's a crystal no blanco. That's right. All right, Yahushua is about to return. Okay? So let's end it there, man. Anybody got precepts? No? Precepts? Come on, that was good, man. That's all good. All right. I'll end it there. So with that, we're going to end it, man. We're going to wrap it up. All right, hopefully y'all edified and, you know, encouraged. That's the whole goal of this, is to encourage each other and to help each other get to the next day. And on that day, we'll meet you there and help you get through that day. You see what I'm saying? That's our job. As the Lord helps us, and we help each other get through our day by the lessons and the encouragement and the spirit and thriving in the truth. All right? So with that, we're going to end it, and we're going to close out, as they close out this atonement. We're going to say, Kal,
Alayim, La,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah.
All right, double honor to the elder apostles, the GMS, and the elders. And shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and the truth around the four corners of the earth. And hey, man, you know, shouts out to y'all. I don't want to say be proud or pat yourself on the back or nothing, but congratulations if you made it through this fast. All right, so that's one step further in your journey in this walk of truth. All right, say shalom.
Shalom.